What do you want to do with your life?
In a few years, I want to travel the world.
In the future, I want to work at the UN as a representative for world peace.
My goal is to become a professional football player.
I like to have a family and children.
I'd like to become a teacher.
I like to become a chef.
I'm going to be great at sports.
I'm going to become a deaf musician.
I would like to fall in love and get married. That's what I want.
I'd like to become a rap director.
Cigarette smoking can ruin your chances of achieving your goals. Cigarette smoking is the single most preventable cause of death and disease in our society. It is responsible for about 1 in 5 deaths, over 400,000 deaths each year in the US alone. That is more than the number of people killed by AIDS, alcohol, motor vehicle accidents, homicide, illegal drugs, and suicide combined. Across the globe, smoking accounts for about 4.2 million deaths every year, and that number is growing. By 2025, the number of people throughout the world that will die from tobacco use is estimated at 7 million. Do you think you could quit anytime you wanted? Would you want your entire life to be ruined by cigarettes? Maybe you think you're different. Let's take a look at the life and death of 19-year-old Sean Marseille. Sean used smokeless tobacco since he was 12. He refused to believe his mother's warnings that tobacco was hazardous. It was early on February 25th. Sean Marseille smiled a tired smile at his sister, pointed his index finger skyward, and an hour later, at age 19, Sean Marseille was dead. Just 10 months earlier, Sean was the star of the high school track team. Just a month away from graduating from high school, Sean showed his mom an ugly sore on his tongue. Sean began chewing tobacco at age 12. Living from nicotine fix to nicotine fix, he went through a can of snuff every day and a half. Sean refused to listen to his mother when she told him how dangerous it was. A few months later, part of Sean's tongue had to be removed. Tests showed that Sean had developed cancer from chewing tobacco. More of his tongue had to be removed, plus some muscles, lymph nodes, and blood vessels. A few months later, Sean was dead. He had become addicted to nicotine so much that he couldn't stop, no matter what. This could happen to you. How can smoking affect your health? Smoking can cause a great deal of damage to the tissues of the respiratory system, that is, the lungs and airways leading to them. Compare this healthy, smooth lung with this diseased lung of a smoker. This lung shows lung cancer, the grayish white bumps on the lung. When a person smokes, tobacco smoke is inhaled into the lungs where the smoke leaves behind a sticky residue called tar. Contact with this residue can damage the lungs. As your lungs become more damaged, smoking can lead to diseases like lung cancer and emphysema. Emphysema is where oxygen can no longer be absorbed into the bloodstream. No matter how hard you breathe, your body cannot get the oxygen it needs. Any exertion, even just walking, becomes very difficult. Emphysema gets worse and worse over time and has no cure and almost always leads to death. Smoking also causes problems with your heart, making the arteries and blood vessels become narrow so blood can't travel freely throughout your body. Over time, this could lead to a heart attack. The chemicals in smoke that cause damage to lung tissues can also damage tissue in the mouth, leading to gum disease, mouth sores, and tooth loss. These chemicals can also lead to cancer of the mouth and throat. Over the long term, smoking can also cause cancer of the bladder, kidney, pancreas, and other organs. Do you think these things can't happen to you if you smoke? Guess again. These things can happen and do happen to anyone, no matter what age you are. A lot of people start smoking cigarettes to help with stress, to lose weight, or to help them fit in, to feel mature, or just to feel different. Are these good reasons to start doing something that could kill you? If someone offers you a cigarette, suggest something healthy instead.
Want a cigarette?
Nah, let's go to the movies instead.
Want a cigarette?
Nah, let's go play soccer.
Want a cigarette?
Nah, let's go hang out with our friends.
Think of a clever response.
Want a cigarette?
No, I'm already smoking.
Make a joke.
Want a cigarette?
No thanks, I prefer breathing.
Want a cigarette?
What? You want me to smell like car exhaust? No, thanks.
Put the blame on an adult.
No thanks. If my mom catches me, I'll get in trouble.
Or just walk away.
Want a cigarette?
No thanks, I gotta go.
Think about a situation you've been in that you didn't want to be in. How did you get out of it? Remember your choices. Respect yourself and your decisions.